Good everyone. Welcome to Earned Income Tax Credit EITC Awareness Day webinar. This is the first webinar of the 2013 webinar series from National Disability Institute. I'm Nikki Matthews, and I'm going to go over a little bit of housekeeping for the webinar. The audio for today's webinar is being broadcast through your computer. Please make sure that your speakers are turned on and your headphones are plugged in. You can control the audio broadcast via the audio broadcast panel, which you see here. If you accidentally close this panel, or if you notice that your sound goes out or sounds weird during the webinar, you can reopen the panel from the top menu, going to Communicate, and then Join Audio Broadcast. If you do not have sound on your computer, or if you prefer to listen by phone, you can call one of the numbers you see below and enter the meeting code, and you do not need to enter an attendee ID. At the webinar, we're going to leave a little bit of time for question and answer. If you ask a question, you can use the Q&A box, or you can use the chat box to send any questions you have to either me, Nikki Matthews, or Kay Metz during the course of the webinar, and we will direct your questions accordingly at the end. Listening by phone and not logged in to the panel, you may ask questions by sending an email to Katie Metz at kmetz@di-inc.org. Please note this webinar is being recorded, and the materials will be placed on the NDI website at www.realeconomicimpact.org. And now I'm going to turn it over to Michael Roush for welcome and introductions.
Great, thank you, Nikia. Hello, everyone. As Nikia said, my name is Michael Roush, and I am the Manager of Financial Empowerment and Innovation at the National Disability Institute. Thank you for joining us today as we kick off National EITC Awareness Day and the start of free tax preparation services across the country. The Earned Income Tax Credit is one of the largest anti-poverty programs set up by the federal government and for persons with disabilities and so many. Tax preparation and EITC are gateways to building one's economic self-sufficiency. I'm excited for today that we are joined by a few of our key partners for 2013. Each of them will be sharing some information with you on some of the activities that they will be supporting coming up in the new year. First, we'll be hearing from Richard Keeling, who is a Senior Tax Analyst at the Internal Revenue Service. We'll also hear from Win Lum, who is a part of the Global Corporate Social Responsibility Team at Bank of America. From Carol May, who is the Project Manager of National Living and Education, Workforce Development, Diversity, and Inclusion at Walmart Foundation. And Caitlin Wolf, who oversees the Financial and Benefits Counseling Programming at the Institute for Economic Empowerment. For those of you who are not familiar with the National Disability Institute, we are a national nonprofit based in Washington, D.C. Our mission is to promote income preservation and asset development for persons with disabilities. We are working to build a better economic future for persons with disabilities. At the National Disability Institute, we support our mission with a variety of activities, including work with the Internal Revenue Service on increasing outreach and awareness on free tax preparation services for persons with disabilities. We also support our mission with a group of partners from across the country, and this collaboration, or this network of partners, we call the Real Economic Impact Network. And the Real Economic Impact Network is an alliance of organizations and individuals dedicating to advancing the economic empowerment of people with disabilities. It includes more than 900 partners in over 100 cities across the country. The network includes nonprofits, community tax coalitions, financial education initiatives, corporations, private sector businesses, family members, and individuals with disabilities. All these partners have joined together to embrace, promote, and pursue access to and inclusion of people with disabilities in the economic mainstream. like to recognize our sponsors of the National Disability Institute. I'd like to thank Walmart, Bank of America, Aquila Therapeutics, and the Institute for Economic Empowerment, and for the support that we receive from the Internal Revenue Service as well. With that, to get us going, because we have a full agenda, I would like to turn it over now and have our first presenter, Richard Keeling, share some information with us on the Earned Income Tax Credit. And I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, cool. And hello, and hope everyone's doing well. And welcome to the 7th Annual Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. This is, as I said, doing it now for 7 years. We'll probably be doing it for many years because people move in and out of the workplace. People are eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit. One and maybe the next because of financial situations, marriage situations, income, all types of factors that go into that. But I'm going to be talking to you about basic things in Income Tax Credit Awareness Day and what we do. And it is a one-day blitz in mainstream and social media. We can reach the broadest possible range of eligible taxpayers, including certain that we believe underclaim EITC and newly eligible taxpayers. I don't have a lot of statistics regarding earned income tax credit. However, Michael did mention that Earned Income Tax Credit is one of the largest anti-poverty programs, and last year the Earned Income Tax Credit lifted approximately 6.6 million people in poverty, with half of those being children. And that over 20 million people received the tax credit, and $62 billion were in refunds as well. So, in a few minutes, I will just discuss some of the things that's this overview slide, and we you to help us do sources that are available to you and go for more information. And one thing about EITC Awareness Day, where we work internally and externally with our partner to this buzz in print, video, social media, and the benefits of the credit. And now many of my colleagues, many of our executives, many of our media relations specialists and relationship managers are out there, are currently doing events, working collaboratively with partners, members of Congress, state and local governments, and other interested parties about getting this potentially life-changing credit out there. So if this is this webinar on a national scale, more than likely there's something that's locally in your community as well. So with that, why is the EITC, the Earned Income Tax Credit, so important? And I've already mentioned several reasons, but it is a strong helping hand for working people, including families, and giving them more of the money that they've earned. It can mean money back if you qualify, and that can be used to help pay for everyday expenses. We ask everyone to take a look at some of our tools and resources that are out there, and I'll get into that more in a minute. We have 5 key messages that we're doing in Income Tax Credit Awareness Day, and this is just one of the 5, that 4 or 5 eligible workers are getting the Earned Income Tax Credit. Those are also on our website, but I'll read them briefly. EITC, you earned it, now file, claim it, and get it. Your work can be a boost to you, your family, and your community. And working people life's a little easier with EITC. And find work and earn under $51,000. Find out if you're eligible for EITC. So tweaked our messages this year a little bit. That is, they do center on being one of those eligible workers who can get this boost to their income. And also, we want to emphasize credit is a benefit to not the worker, but the worker's family and to the community. And we did actions at the direct call to action that clarifies that EITC is not a handout, but a benefit resulting from work. So that is the difference. That one of the big differences that we see more than anything else. And so again, we don't consider this a handout. We do find it quite that there are potentially eligible people who do silence credit, even talking about it for 7 years. And there's a lot of reasons why. Like I said, 4 out of 5 people claim the EITC earn, but it means that there's many people who are missing boost their income by claiming the income tax credit. It's hard to reach the members of the community who are eligible for the earned income tax credit, but may not file because their income is below a certain filing requirement, or as far as people with disabilities, may not file because they're concerned about losing their benefits. We know that there's about a 1/3 turnover each year in that move into or out of EITC eligibility. So it makes it so difficult to get word out with the Internal Revenue Service, and that's why we have our partners like National Disability Institute and all their partners and funders as well to help us with this information out about this important credit. How can you help? Since today is Earned Income Tax Awareness Day, one-day blitz that we encourage everyone to be involved somehow, and to help us to continue to raise awareness about EITC throughout the year. We also ask, if you're not currently working with our Outreach and Education Department and Stakeholder Partnerships, Education Communications, or also known as SPEC, email us at partner@irs.gov with the screen, or you can always contact myself or contact any of the members from NDI, and they help you as well connected to the proper person. I bring a snapshot of our website for this, and this is EITC Central, and so I have the link up there where the material we have in some of our things like our partner Toolkit. You have to be a professional marketer to get professional results. You'll find specialized marketing tools, including templates, statistics, fact sheets, how-to tips, special products, and links to other helpful resources. And into some of the copies, we have electronic products, again, at our EITC Central website, and then we have tweets, we have podcast videos, and as IRS partners, you can share the latest earned credit news and information with your social network. These are free to everyone. You can load the widgets that we have out there, like a countdown of links. You can podcast, again, post tweets, share other available content on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. I do have a message listed on the screen. I was one, but I can't play it. But if you do go to this link, it is a message that you can put on your phone when someone's on hold, and it's like a 30-second file. It's available in English and Spanish, as is most of our products. But there's a lot of other information out there on this website as well, PAs, etc. So I really encourage you to go to the site and check it out. If you do have, you'll see I have things kind of capitalized for you, so it'll give you specific links to the front of the page on EITC Central. Okay, all marketing materials that we have to download. As I mentioned, we do hard copies of some of these things that are on the screen, and again, as IRS partners, you create and customize your own earned credit communication products. You have your name put on there, your location, contact information, and if you do have some sort of free tax preparation site, you can also list your hours of service and the types of services that you do. So we want everyone to remember that you can help be part of this important event. I'd like to think that it's not just a one-day thing, but it's something that goes on year-round. We ask for your help by sending a news release or sending a letter to the editor of your local paper, or on a radio talk show program, or some sort of interview or tweet or blog or more. We ask that you plan to be part of this National Outreach Media Day, and we have all the tools and resources to support you in any way that you need. I'm going to go to the our page here. The top link is just our page for EITC Central. But also I have a publication here, and I'm going to show it to you real quickly. It's 4935. It's kind of a catch-all. It's called A Guide to Everything Income Tax Credit Online. What this is, it has actually all of links online in Spanish. I won't do any of the hyperlinks now. In fact, I don't know if I can anyway, but it's very useful. It's the front and back. I believe it's just showing the front side now. And I mentioned before about the key messages. Well, let me back up a minute about the 4935 that's up there, and that it is geared for people, and it acts just as a quick guide to get more information. And I want other people, our partners, to know that they can post this publication on our website to help clients find any information that's needed about the earned income tax credit. And the publication does describe the briefly, and then provides links to us.gov where the information can be found. In addition to that, other tools we have on here, the Grab tools has some great information out there. The articles, the on-hold messages that I mentioned before, and the PSAs. I also mentioned the Budget and Policy Priorities Toolkit. They're excellent webs. They have a campaign every year dedicated to promoting the earned income tax credit, child credit, and free tax filing assistance. And the 2013 Tax Credit Outreach Kit is now available. If you go to the link, and you can also have a free copy sent to you, if you don't want an online copy. And Brookings Institute, the bottom link has some great information. Brookings is a research site. They've done a lot of research on EITC over years and what it means to claim EITC, and the most recent data on income tax credit and papers in there that provide different perspectives and importance of the impact of EITC using the tax code. And it further examines how provisions in the tax code has helped low-working families during the recession that we've been in and lowered the poverty rate. We just want to thank you. Again, remind you my contact information is here. You can contact me either by my phone or my email. You can, as I mentioned before, send a link to partner@irs.gov that goes directly to our quarters in Atlanta. It's monitored daily, and we have to get responses out within less than 2 days. So I encourage you to contact one of us or contact us somehow. And I want to put a little plug in for my colleague Becky Harrell in National Headquarters, who was responsible for providing a lot of this information, EITC Day, and also our EITC office for this PowerPoint that we used. With that, thank you, and I turn this back over to Michael.
Thank you, Richard. Really appreciate this information you shared and all of these great resources that we can access to be able to promote the Earned Income Tax Credit and free tax preparation. I would like to let everyone know that at the end of the presentation, after each presenter speaks, we will open it up to questions, to a question and answer time. So we will be answering those. So our next presenter is Wen Lam, who is with Bank of America, and he is going to share some information with us on Bank of America's work that they are doing in the upcoming year. So Wen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to all the participants on this call for your interest in EITC Day, 7th annual already. And who knew? Let me with Happy New Year. We're still in January. It's 25 days into January, and I'm sure some of you have already, with all the work and the priorities you have, feel like you put in 250 days already into the new year. But for all of the work that you do and the importance of this work, I'd like to follow up on what Mr. Q said with regard to EITC. This money earned, and out of 5 know that they can get back the money they earned. It's our hope at Bank of America and the Bank of America Charitable Foundation that we can move that up next year to 4 out of 5 to they can get money earned. And that's through the work that all of the participants on this call, what you are doing every day to help. We'll get closer to 5, and hopefully one day we won't have these types of calls, and the call can move on to another part of wellness for individuals with disabilities. Private corporate sector, along with Walmart and others that are supporters of the National Disability Institute, we're privileged to be a partner with them. Privileged because at Bank of America, we focus on 3 areas in our communities with needs: health, jobs, and hunger. And in all 3 of those platforms, there's an aspect of financial wellness. Give those platforms as financial wellness, but also it's important that income helps in picture. That we ways we do it through funding, leadership, and skills. Funding of the National Disability Institute and others that we come with the income tax credit, voluntary income tax grants. We are happy to those around the country to help find people to get their needs earned. With mates like Paul Kelly, who not only sits board of the National Disability Institute, but she also leads our volunteer efforts with the disability advocacy networks that we have around the country at the bank. So we have people inside the bank that are passionate about this work, and they're passionate about the audience that they work to benefit. Skills that we have employees that are willing to volunteer across the country to help deliver financial coaching, financial education. Because as Mr. Keeling said, once you get your refund, what are you going to do with it? Let's not just send it in one day. Let's help achieve financial stability, economic self-sufficiency, and use the EITC and other tax credits to jumpstart that for individuals around the country. The new year brings hope and optimism, and unfortunately, as we know, through this recession and the economic challenges that we have, there are more and more people. Hope is still a question mark. And it said this week about equality around the country. We in America feel the same way. We do want to see more equality around the country. We want everybody where hope has to be a question mark, where optimism continues to be part of everyday thinking. And we have more people get the money they earned. And with you all on this call for participation in helping to drive this out so that individuals and those impacted by disability will be equal. The National Disability Institute and all your other partners, thank you for letting Bank of America be part of this. Take care.
And thank you to Bank of America for being a longtime supporter of this work. Next, we would like to invite Carol May, who is the project manager of National Giving and the Education, Workforce Development, Diversity, and Inclusion at the Walmart Foundation. And Carol, we'd like to turn it over to you to say a few words.
Thank you, Michael. I really want to express our appreciation for being able to be part of this EITC Awareness Day. We have worked for many months now to get ready for today and the day following up until April 15th, but today seems like the big kickoff, so we're very excited that we've finally gotten here. 5 years ago, the Walmart Foundation put out a challenge to United Way and One Economy Corporation to see if there was a way to form a partnership that would bring the income support of EITC to more of Americans at a price point that anyone could afford to file their taxes, and that would be free. And today this partnership consists of United Worldwide, Goodwill Industries International, and NDI. And we are so privileged to work with them because it has been a powerful partnership that every year has grown. The Walmart Foundation's commitment to this work has continued for 5 years because the program has continued to grow and deepen each of the last 4 years. Every year it's better. An example of the power and reach of this program is that the My Free Taxes program has caused systemic change in the tax system in America. When this program began, the IRS did not even allow VITA sites to report electronically prepared tax returns. And this year, the IRS not only has partnered with us to train its regional staff on the My Free Taxes software, but has training and is encouraging their partners in all 50 states to use the My Free Taxes platform. It continues to be the only product of its kind in that no other site offers totally free state and federal returns for taxpayers with AGIs of up to $57,000. The My Free Taxes program is important to the Walmart Foundation because it serves the American who is the customer in our stores, and those are millions and millions and millions of people every week. And we consider it our responsibility to make a positive impact in the communities that we serve. And by helping our customers and their friends and neighbors keep more of the money that they have earned through getting their EITC refund if eligible and not having to pay a fee to file their taxes, this will help people live better. Because this is our mission, create opportunities so people can live better, one community at a time across America. It's going to be a tremendously impactful tax season as millions of taxpayers come to the site for My Free Taxes, and you as our partners will help them file their taxes for free and apply for the EITC refund if they're eligible. This allows those who need it the most to keep more of their hard-earned cash. Since 2009, when this program started, the My Free Taxes Partnership has helped more than 4.5 million families file free federal and state tax returns. This has resulted in nearly $6 billion in federal income tax refunds, $1.5 billion in EITC credits, and more than $913 million in tax preparer fees that were saved. So the My Free Taxes has also helped more than 610,000 taxpayers with disabilities file returns for free since 2009. Of the 139 million U.S. taxpayers filing last year in 2011, 65% of those, 91 million, reported adjusted gross incomes of $50,000 or less. It means they are eligible to file their taxes on the My Free Taxes platform. And many of those taxpayers were eligible for a number of tax credits that often go unclaimed because they simply don't know about them. And as we've mentioned already, 1 in 5 Americans are unaware that they qualify for EITC or do not file for it. This year, we're expecting to be able to help return more than $1.95 billion, almost $2 billion in tax refunds, credits, and tax preparation fee savings to eligible individuals and families this year. We are very excited about where this program could go this year. What we're trying to do is expand the number of people with disabilities who will apply this year to 210,000 this year alone, and make it available for them in such a manner that it's easier and they will share it with their friends and neighbors. We're offering greater tax support, offering greater support for tax filers through an expanded 211 call center this year that will not only offer software question answers, but tax content answers to give filers the confidence to file for themselves. We are partnering with the IRS to promote My Free Taxes as a safe and secure and trusted tax preparation service. And we hope to build a network of providers all across the country who, while not grantees of this particular program, the My Free Taxes Partnership, will have access to our platform and our collateral and be able to promote free online tax filing to their unique constituencies. So in conclusion, this year we hope to reach new populations through new channels and promote My Free Taxes as the best free filing program in America. And through your hard work and the partnership on this call, help millions of Americans have more money for the things that they need. Thank you for your partnership and for your attention to this endeavor. And let's have a great tax season.
Great. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you for your continued support to increase outreach to taxpayers with disabilities. Our next presenter is Caitlin Wolf, who is a financial and benefits counseling programming at the Institute for Economic Empowerment at NISH. And so, Caitlin, I'd like to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Michael, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to connect with your network today. I'll keep this brief. I just want to say a few words about NISH and how we interact with the EITC and how we message it out to our network. The Institute for Economic Empowerment is a department of NISH. Our goal is to empower low-income people with disabilities to maximize their benefits and their income without de-incentivizing work, which a lot of people think that benefits programs may do. So what we want for our constituents, for the people we work with, our community rehabilitation programs where people with disabilities are employed, we really want to make sure that they have a completely satisfying work experience. And that starts with having a job that is well matched to their interests and abilities, and also to being able to manage their finances so that they can become financially independent and self-sufficient. So we see programs like the Earned Income Tax Credit as a really useful mechanism for this. So it's important to us that we message these programs and make sure that people with disabilities are aware that these programs are out there. As Mr. Key mentioned earlier, we believe that many of the people with disabilities who are eligible for programs like the Earned Income Tax Credit are missing out on their opportunity. So it's extremely important to the Institute for Economic Empowerment that get those messages out there, because we have a network of community rehabilitation programs who are employing people with disabilities. We think we have a pretty direct link to getting that message out there. We partner with the National Disability Institute for some of that. We also have a partnership with AmeriCorps at sites throughout the country. We have AmeriCorps members who offer tax preparation services, benefits counseling, financial literacy education, to really give direct access to people with disabilities, to kind of financial information that they need to take control of their financial lives. At those sites, AmeriCorps members are trained to instruct participants to claim the income tax credit when they're eligible. We also work on a subcontract with Allen Hamilton, the official Ticket to Work outreach team from the Social Security Administration. The concept here, where we think this is a program that can allow people with disabilities to maximize their income potential and to reduce their reliance on federal benefits. This is something that we're doing to connect with the disability community to improve economic outlooks. Additionally, our executive director here at the Institute for Economic Empowerment, his name is Martin Gary. He's involved in developing some new ideas to expand the Earned Income Tax Credit for people who earn sub-minimum wages. So it's some really interesting policy work that's just in its initial phases now, but could have the potential to really make the Earned Income Tax Credit work for people who are earning sub-minimum wages, as many of our workers do. They're not required to file income taxes, so we want them to be sure that they're aware that the Earned Income Tax Credit is available to them. All of these things are out there to expand access and information and direct support to people with disabilities so that they take control of their financial futures. And there's one more thing I want to show you on the next slide. I've included a link here to our nonprofit agency locator. So if you have any interest in connecting with a community rehab program in your vicinity, you can use this link and zip code or a location and find the best person to contact if you have any programming connections you'd like to make there. I've included my email address, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have or share more information about our financial and benefits counseling project if you have them. Thanks, time.
Great. Thank you, Caitlin, and thank you for sharing information on the work that the Institute for Economic Empowerment is doing and how partners within our network can connect with the CRPs within their local community to assist in increasing outreach to taxpayers with disabilities. So today, before we get into our question and answers, we've heard about some new opportunities, some new tools on My Free Taxes, on how to connect with CRPs. Also heard about the work of Bank of America and their volunteer program through their Disability Advocacy Network to connect with the Economic Impact Network within the various communities. And so there's just a couple additional tools that we'd like to share with all of you as you're getting ready to open your tax sites. Well, some are probably open, but as the filing season starts on January 30th, We want to share with you our disability awareness training. This is a free online course for VITA TCE volunteers that can be accessed at the VITA site in the comfort of their own office, their home, or on a smartphone. And this is this course provides basic tips on interacting with taxpayers with disabilities. It provides information to eliminate myths, and it increases awareness of a growing demographic that's served at the tax sites. This free online course on disability awareness training for VITA volunteers takes about 30 minutes to complete. And once the volunteers complete it, they receive a certificate of completion as well. Not only is this open to tax preparers, but it's also open to VITA site greeters, to tax coaches. You can even use it with financial education coaches, financial mentors, to allow them to get a better understanding on how to communicate and serve taxpayers with disabilities. You can access this training at ndi.elogiclearning.com. ndi.elogiclearning.com. And I would like to say thank you to Bank of America for supporting this new initiative. This was a tool that was asked for by our partners and has been developed. And once again, this is a free course that everyone can access. This is the next slide here has a screenshot of what the online course looks like, and it does operate in a similar fashion to Link and Learn. So for all of those out there who are going to finish your TaxWise test before next Thursday or next Wednesday, so you can start doing taxes for others, you will see that this will operate similar to Link and Learn. A few additional tools that we want to share with you all is within National Disability Institute's virtual toolkit. These are free resources and tools that allow you to expand your outreach and gives you some tools on effective collaboration with the disability community. You can access this on our website at realeconomicimpact.org. And you will click on the Real Economic Impact Network and then go to Taxes link, and then it will take you to the virtual toolkit. And in this virtual toolkit, it was created to provide the tools and resources that the network needed that allowed them to expand their outreach to the disability community. So here you find disability awareness tools, not only online course that I just mentioned, but some other tools and videos. You will also find the disability question script, which provides volunteers with guidance on why we ask the disability question on both the intake form as well as in TaxWise. And so this script allows volunteers to have the information they need and feel more comfortable to be able to share why this question is asked. There's also information there on tax access, which provides access and accommodation information for VITA and TCE sites. And it creates a safe zone where individuals or site coordinators or other individuals can go on and email in a question, and it is researched by ADA experts, and it creates a safe zone, and the questions are confidential. So sometimes somebody might be afraid to ask a certain question, but this creates a safe zone where individuals can ask that question and get information. There's also some effective strategy handouts here on tips on selecting an interpreter, the importance of using people first language. There's also information here on 30-second trainings, and these are short trainings on a variety of topics that have really been a great training tool and hit for volunteers, for employees, as well as individuals. So please be sure to check out those. There's additional resources on this, but we're just highlighting a few of them. And the last one I'm highlighting here is the benefits interaction chart. And earlier, Caitlin had mentioned about the benefits and earned income tax credit. And so oftentimes we hear from individuals who ask about the impact of if I file taxes or if I get a refund, the impact that it will have on my benefits. And so this is a great tool that individuals can access to be able to provide them information and letting them know that they do have up to 12 months to spend down their refund before it does impact their benefits. There are a lot of additional tools here that you can access, and so we really encourage you to go to it. I would like to also say that these are free tools. You can download them as many times as you want, and I'd like to thank Walmart as well as Bank of America for supporting the creation of the virtual toolkit. So I do want to open up to some questions, and I see that we do have some questions. If you have a question that you would like us to ask one of the presenters, please use the chat or the question and answer box that's on the lower right-hand side of your screen, and I will start off by asking the questions that we have so far. So the first question comes in, this question directed to Richard. Richard, how do we handle common law marriages issued for the earned income tax credit?
Boy, that's a good one. Well, it's been years since I've been in the field doing audits and such, and I know in Georgia we used to recognize common law marriages. I believe the work, and I may be wrong on this now, I don't know if things have changed, but the way it used to work is to be under common law marriage, it took a number of years, and you had to hold yourself out and represent yourself as married. In other words, you had a joint checking account, you'd have to together, they're going to the same school, that sort of thing. But there's only about a dozen or so states where it was recognized, and so if you're in one of those states recognized, then a person could actually file joint. They could actually get EITC. They would have the same rules and protected the same ways if it was a joint couple. Now, I don't know if anything has changed in any of that. There's no such thing as common law divorce. It's actually a lot more difficult, separated with sets and everything after fact. But I can answer that one, Michael. So.
All right, no problem. Well, thank you for that information, Richard. We appreciate it. Another question that came in is the recording will be available for today's webinar after the webinar. I guess actually tomorrow or Monday it would be on our website. So then another question that came in, and Carol, this question is for you regarding My Free Taxes, and we have a couple questions on this. So the first question is, how do we access more information on My Free Taxes?
My Free Taxes is a website that you can go to, myfreetaxes.com, literally, and it will have on there a that links to the IRS database, so you can literally put in a zip code to find a free tax filing site, or you can actually begin to file your taxes right there on the myfreetaxes.com site. And it is run off of the H&R Block platform, and so it is the same sort of intuitive, reactive sort of filing as if anyone has ever used the online H&R Block, where it asks you questions and then guides you to the appropriate places of your return. So it's all of the information that anyone would really need to file either online or find out where they could go to a VITA site and receive in-person help is available at myfreetaxes.com.
Okay, thank you, Carol. And the next question is regarding My Free Taxes. taxes. It says, my community is not offering my free taxes. Can we still have our employees use it?
Absolutely. It is available to every person in America who online has made $57,000 or less, either as an individual or a family. And you don't have to be part of any particular group to use it. It is literally available to every taxpayer if they meet those income qualifications. And then the form actually, the link to EITC is that the form, because it asks questions and leads you through it, helps you determine your eligibility for EITC and child tax care credit and all of those other credits that are available within the platform. So it is, if somebody wanted to set up a couple of computers in the break room at their office in a small town that didn't have a VITA site, they are more than welcome to do that, and people can log in and create an account and just do their own right there.
Great. Thank you, Carol. Our next question is for Wen. Wen, are you still on the line by chance? I know you had to go.
Hi, Michael.
Oh, I thank you for staying on. I know you had another appointment engagement, but we do have a question that just came in. It's asking about earlier you mentioned the Disability Advocacy Network at Bank of America, and the question is, how can people connect with DAN members?
No, we'd be happy to connect where we have the network members. The easiest way is, why don't they send a note over to you, Michael, or because your email's up, and then connect with the parties.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Wen. The next question that's come in is Richard. It's regarding Form 8888 regarding savings bonds. And can Form 888 be accessed through the e-file softwares? My Free Taxes, H&R Block's tax cuts, TurboTax. Can that form be accessed in those systems as well?
Sure that it can. And for those not familiar with the 8888, it's a form that you use to receive savings bonds, get savings bonds. Designate this. Now you can designate up to institutions where the savings bond can go to, as well as you can have a savings bond for a child or a grandchild, whereas it could just be maybe yourself. So, but I'm almost positive the form is available on my taxes and any of the other softwares that's out there.
This is Carol May, and there is a box down on the home page of My Free Taxes that says "Make Your Refund Work for You." It takes you to a page that actually leads you to the paper form 8888 and tells you about how to do it, and gives you a little tutorial there on buying savings bonds with your tax refund.
Great, thank you all. And also, I'd just like to share a resource with everyone. If you haven't heard about it, Doorways to Dream, D2D, has an activity that will be launching February 1st, and you can find out more information at saveyourrefund.org. And the Save Your Refund, it is a sweepstakes that makes you a winner this tax season. It's encouraging tax savings and encouraging individuals to have access to the Form 888 and getting savings bonds. And each week, someone will receive, everybody who does it will go into a drawing. Each week, they'll choose one person for who will receive $250, or somebody is going to end up receiving a grand prize of $25,000 by going in on this drawing and by signing up for this. So go to saveyourrefund.org and find out more information about this. I know many of my colleagues and I will be probably signing up for this contest. So that is another tool to look at this upcoming tax season. The one more question, and then I think we will be out of time and close it up. Richard, we have one more question for you. How long will the resources be available on eitc.irs.gov? Are they available throughout tax season?
They are. They're available all year round. We encourage people to look at it, and because new things are added all the time. So this is available 24/7 all year.
All right, great.
Michael, I did see a question someone asked about how far they could go back on the refund or the EITC, and the answer is you can go back to 3 years under the statute of limitations. So technically, right now, in the time we're in, you could go back and file 3 years back taxes plus current year. So I did mention that as well. And the refund, it is retroactive. You would receive interest on that as well as applicable at the time. And so you could get up to a year's worth of earned income tax credit. And that's quite common where people just out about something and they go back and file amended returns, or file returns, I should say, for those years.
Perfect. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for that information. Thank you all so much for attending today and, for recognizing the importance of the Earned Income Tax Credit and for coming together today as we look at free tax preparation and EITC as a strategy and serving as a gateway to for persons with disabilities to build their economic self-sufficiency. I would like to thank our presenters today, with Bank of America, Carol May with the Walmart Foundation, Caitlin Wolf with the Institute for Economic Empowerment, and also Richard Keeling with the Internal Revenue Service for being a part of today and for celebrating or recognizing National EITC Day. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Walmart, Bank of America, Accorda Therapeutics, and the Institute for their support as well. One final thank you. I'd like to thank my colleagues, Nakia Matthews and Kay Metz, who have put this together for today. Also recognize the rest of NDI's technical and training team, Elizabeth Jennings and Jean Robinson, who had also supported in putting this event webinar together, as well as the tools that everyone can access. So we hope you have a wonderful kickoff to the free tax preparation service as everything starts next week on January 30th. And be sure to keep checking out our website at www.realeconomicimpact.org for more information and more tools that will be coming up. And the recording for the webinar will be available on Monday, and we hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you.